everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hi, my name is Caitlin, and today I'm kind of going to be going through my entire record collection. So I got my first record player back in 2012, so it's been over 10 years now, which is crazy, almost exactly 10 years. And the very first record player that I got was a Crosley suitcase player. I feel like that's a lot of people's first players. That's where I started with mine. I know it's not the best player. Didn't do any damage to my records. I think that's a bit of a myth. Personally, I know it's still not the best. The speakers isn't great, the audio isn't great. And eventually that record player did give out on me, so I stopped collecting vinyls for a long time, and then I got back into it this year when I picked up this record player, which is just gorgeous. And like I said, so my collection's been on and off for 10 years. It's not a huge collection. I definitely got most of these records this year, but some of them are a little bit older. I do just want to preface by saying this is a modern record collection. All of these records are going to be pretty recent releases, or like within my lifetime, that's for sure. But anyways, let's get into it. So I'm not really sure how I want to organize this. I don't think that there's going to be too much order. I'll definitely go by artist. I will start with Harry Styles. So Harry Styles, I love Harry Styles. This is not news if you've been on this channel before, but this is my favorite Harry Styles album by far. His debut album, the self-titled one, is just so beautiful, and I love that I have this. I spin this all the time. It is just the standard black. I normally put the records in the back unless I like the back of the gatefold, which in this case, I love this picture. The aesthetic for this album is perfection, and there's not a single skip on this. It's one of my favorite albums of all time, not even just of his, and it might even be my favorite album of all time. It's up there for sure. And my favorite song off of this one is probably Only Angel. Next, I have Fine Line. I love Fine Line, and I have the Target exclusive black and white splatter on clear vinyl. I love how cool this splatter looks. And I love how with splatters you kind of get unique ones on each side, so the other side looks completely different to this one. It's more sparse and it's really cool. I just love it. My favorite song on Fine Line is so hard to choose, but I feel like I'm gonna have to say Fine Line. It's either Fine Line or Kenyan Moon, but I'm gonna go with Fine Line. And then, of course, I have Harry's House. I was just at the concert this year in Toronto, and it was absolutely incredible. I just have the standard black in this one, and my favorite song off of this album would probably be Little Freak. Next up is my One Direction vinyls. So this is the Up All Night vinyl. This is the Urban Outfitters limited edition exclusive translucent green pressing, and it's beautiful. I love this album. It's so nostalgic for me. I remember when What Makes You Beautiful first came out, and I remember having all the J14 magazines of the boys, and my obsession has been strong ever since. So I had been refreshing the Urban Outfitters website for so long trying to get my hands on this because I missed the first pressing of this, and they eventually restocked and I got my hands on it. It was so expensive, like brand new off of their website, it was $70, which is crazy for a vinyl, and this isn't even gatefold. But it was a crazy price, but I'm really glad that I got it. And my favorite song off of this one is probably, I'm gonna have to say More Than This. So next I have Take Me Home, and once again, this is the Urban Outfitters limited edition exclusive pressing in the clear with white swirl. It's really hard to see on camera. There is a white swirl that runs throughout it. It's just hard to see because it's up against the white background, but it's very cool pressing, and I love, love, love Take Me Home so much. I think my favorite song off of this album is probably I Would. I love I Would so much, and that song still goes hard, so. Okay, next up, I really need to get a better storage system for this one because it is the picture disc. I'm just gonna take it out of here. I don't have any sleeves for 7 inches because this is my only 7-inch, and it came in that PVC plasticky sleeve that is terrible for the vinyls, but I took it out and I just put it in one of those for now until I get a better solution for it. But it is the One Direction 7-inch Record Store Day 2014 exclusive. of Midnight Memories. So on side A is Midnight Memories and side B is a live version of Rock Me from the 2013 This Is Us movie. I am obsessed with this pressing. Midnight Memories, I'm so upset that there's not like a full vinyl. I really hope that Urban Outfitters gets on that because Midnight Memories is the most nostalgic One Direction album for me by far, just because I was so active in that era and it was so good. I was at that concert, Zayn was there, and it was just everything that I could have asked for. They were all in their frat boy era and it was so, so good. Do I think that Midnight Memories is the best album by One Direction? No. Do I think that it's my favorite? Absolutely, because of the nostalgia. And again, this just has 2 songs on it, but I guess if I had to pick a favorite between the two, I'd go with Midnight Memories because that bridge is just perfection. Okay, so sadly I don't have 4, which like I said, I do think 4 is the best One Direction album, but I missed the release on Urban Outfitters. And I haven't been able to find it for a decent price yet. So it's on my want list, but next is One Direction Made in the AM. And this is the Urban Outfitters limited edition exclusive blue translucent pressing. Now, a really weird thing with this one is that one of them is translucent and the other one is not. The other one is opaque, which is kind of funny. I don't know how that happened. I'm pretty sure they're both supposed to be translucent. If you guys noticed that with yours, like let me know in the comments, but that was just something that I noticed. But yeah, I do love, love, love this album. Oh my goodness, picking a favorite off of this one's gonna be impossible. I think I'm gonna have to say Love You Goodbye because that is such a good song. And I love that song, I play it all the time, so yeah. So next up, this is the only Ariana Grande album that I have, and this is Yours Truly. I bought this one because I think, again, I'm driven by nostalgia, and for me, this is the most nostalgic Ariana Grande album, and I just think the vibe of it is so pretty. I didn't put the vinyl at the back because I love this pink, but it is just the standard black pressing, and my favorite song off of this one is probably Almost Is Never Enough. Next, I have the 1975's Being Funny in a Foreign Language, and this is another concert that I was just recently at. I'm wearing the shirt that I got from it, and I love this album so much. I wish I had the other 1975 vinyls, but I don't. They're on my list, so hopefully next year. This is the limited edition indie exclusive white pressing, and I just think it is so pretty. I love the white pressing so much. And choosing a favorite from this one is, again, super hard, but I think I am going to have to say Part of the Band. Next, I'm going to show you guys the Taylor Swift vinyls that I have, and there's quite a few. Not all of them, sadly, but there's quite a few, so this is going to be the longest section for sure. First up, I have Fearless, so I don't have Debut yet. It's on my list for sure, but I do have Fearless TV. This was a gift for Christmas, which I was super excited to get because I didn't have the stolen version from way back when, so I was really happy because this is my first time having Fearless on vinyl. It is the gold pressing, and this is the trifold, so there are 3 LPs in here, and I love this. I think my favorite song from Fearless has to be The Way I Loved You. It's just so good. I blast that all the time and I just love it. Next up, I have Red Stolen Version. This fun story, this was actually the very first record that I ever got. In 2012, I got a record player for Christmas, and I had been begging for a record player because of this album. This was the album that got me into collecting records. This was the reason that I wanted to start collecting records, was because I wanted Red on vinyl. So this album has a ton of nostalgia for me, and I love this whole album. And I know I should technically say All Too Well is my favorite. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna say All Too Well is my favorite off of this one because I'm gonna cheat on the next one. So I do also have Red Taylor's version, and this is just standard black. The last one was standard black too. I think I forgot to say that, but this is standard black. And the reason why I said I'm gonna cheat a little bit is because All Too Well 10-minute version is absolutely my favorite. But because I just said All Too Well is my favorite off of Red Stolen Version, I'm gonna say that my favorite off of this one is Nothing New, because that has to be one of my top Taylor songs ever. I absolutely adore that song. I think it's a work of art, so yeah. Next, I have 1989 Stolen Version, which obviously there's no Taylor's version yet, so I'm waiting to get that. This again is just the standard black, and I did get this when it first released. I was like counting down the days that I could walk into a store and buy this. I was so excited to get it. Oh, this is gonna be so hard. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to go with Out of the Woods is my favorite off of this one, but they're all so good and it was really hard to choose, so. Next up I have Lover, and this is the pink and blue pressing. I will show you the blue really quickly. There is the blue right there. I love the aesthetic of this album. It's so pretty, and I think my favorite song on here is Death by a Thousand Cuts, again, because the bridge is just so good. I love a good bridge. Okay, next up, my favorite Taylor album of all time is Folklore. And I got this on vinyl just recently for Christmas, and I'm so excited. It's so good. So good. So I originally thought that the standard pressing for this was more of a beige color. So when I got this and it looked like the Fearless Gold, I was a little bit confused. I was like, did they mix something up at the plant? And then I did a little bit of research. Apparently it's just like a different variant. The ones that are pressed in Czech Republic are more gold than beige, and I think that that's really cool. I wasn't expecting to get like a more unique variant, but that's what I got, and I really love it. So yeah, my favorite song off of this one is so impossible to choose because they're all so good, but I'm gonna have to go with My Tears Ricochet. I also have Evermore, I think. Oh no, what am I saying? This isn't the last one. I have Evermore. This is the green pressing, and I love Evermore so much. I think I prefer Folklore just the tiniest bit more, but I do love Evermore. And I think my favorite off of Evermore, it's Champagne Problems or Happiness for sure. But yeah, I love this one. And then of course, my final Taylor Swift one is Midnight. I bought this the day that it came out from Taylor's website. The Blood Moon edition was the only one available at the time on her website. Everything else was sold out. Would I have chosen the Lavender edition if I had the choice? Absolutely. But I do love the Blood Moon edition and how it looks. I think it is very cool and it goes really nicely with like my record player. Matches the vibe really well. I'm a little bit frustrated though with this one because I didn't notice it when they first sent it to me, but there is a skip on this one and I do think it's like a manufacturing thing. It always skips in the exact same spot, and like I've been so careful with it, and I only spun it maybe once or twice at that point. Just hadn't noticed it because I had like left it on background music, so that's kind of upsetting, but that's okay. In my opinion, that just gives me a reason to purchase the Lavender variant, so yeah, really pretty. And it's just a small skip, so it doesn't matter that much, but oh, favorite song, I almost forgot. I'm gonna have to say Maroon. I think Maroon's my favorite off of the regular Midnights. The 3 a.m. edition, it's definitely would've, could've, should've, but from this one I have to go with Maroon. I need her to press the 3 a.m. edition on vinyl because those are some of my favorite songs off the whole album are on the 3 a.m. edition, so I just need it. Next I have ABBA Gold, which is just all of ABBA's greatest hits. I love having this on vinyl. I know a lot of people hate on the greatest hits pressings, but to be honest, like for the artists that I'm not super like obsessed with, the ones that I just kind of enjoy more casually, I don't mind having the greatest hits. I think that's a great way to own the songs that you love without having to go and buy all of the vinyls, which gets expensive obviously. And then my favorite song off of this one, I'm gonna have to say Waterloo. Next up, I have Adele's 25, and I absolutely love all the songs on this album. I was again at this concert, so much nostalgia for me, and I think if I had to choose a favorite off of this one, I would probably choose Remedy. Next up, I have I think I'm shaking like the camera because I keep putting my knee on my bed, but I'm sorry about that. Next up, I have Louis Tomlinson's Walls. I love this album so much. Genuinely, like, this is probably the record that I spin the most because I feel like it just has the right vibe for like casually listening to vinyls and stuff like that. I love this. I'm always in the mood for this record. I don't have Faith in the Future yet, which is so sad because I'm so obsessed with the songs on that album. But it's definitely on my wish list. I'm gonna get it at some point within the next few months, and I already have tickets to the tour. Very excited. It's just the standard black pressing. I got this one off of Depop, and I think my favorite song on it is Perfect Now. I just love that song. The other song that I really love though is Habit, so it's definitely a toss-up between those two. Next I have Billy Joel's The Stranger. To be honest, I don't know why I bought this. Like, I bought this in 2015. I think I was trying to be cool because like none of the music that I actually listened to was like cool, so I was like, I'll get this, I'll be cool. And don't get me wrong, I love Billy Joel, but like I think I bought this because I knew one single song from this album, which is Vienna. I know more now, but Vienna's still my favorite. I do love that song. I kind of wish I just bought Billy Joel's Greatest Hits because I think I would spin that a lot more. But I do like having this in my collection. Okay, so next I have Elton John's Diamonds, and again, this is a Greatest Hits. I do love Elton John. These songs are just to die for. Again, this is just standard black. I think, oh my goodness, see, when it's Greatest Hits though, it's so hard to choose a favorite off of because they're all so good. I think I'm gonna have to go Tiny Dancer because I don't know, I listened to that song all the time growing up, especially like after like dance rehearsals on my way home. It just like fit the vibe and I thought it was so cute and I loved it. Okay, and then this is my final record. This is Beauty and the Beast soundtrack from the I actually can't remember when this, I think it was 2017. Yeah, it was from the 2017 live action movie, and this is the Translucent Blue. I love this because, I mean, I love the songs from that movie. I know it gets a lot of hate for like auto-tune and whatever, but I love it, okay? And also it has like Ariana Grande and John Legend and Celine Dion on here, so I really love this vinyl. If I had to choose a favorite from this one, I would say my favorite is Evermore, and I love that song. I think it was a great addition to the movie because Evermore is not in the original one. And I love it so much. It's such a good song. Anyways, you guys, that is my vinyl collection as of 2022. I do plan to make this video yearly. I have a couple more vinyls on the way, but unfortunately they weren't gonna get here on time for this video because I wanna get this up obviously before New Year's, which is this coming weekend. So they will be in the next record collection video, which is a year away, but that's okay because I'm hoping to get a lot more and have a lot more to show you. I do have one question about that. Would you prefer to see an entire record collection, including the ones that I just showed you, or more of an update collection, so like everything I got just in 2023? Let me know which you would prefer. Let me know if there's any artists or anything that you want me to do more of like a deep dive into and show you guys like up close what the pressings look like, what the gatefolds look like. I would love to do that if there's anything that you're interested in. But anyways, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you'd enjoyed this, and remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new here. I'm going to be trying to do a lot more record related content since that does take up a lot of my time lately. That's what I've been interested in doing. So make sure to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!